It's time to celebrate wonderful you. And you may have heard time and time again that happiness isn't just a feeling. It's actually something that we create. And with International Happiness Day coming up on March 20th, we are exploring how to find true, lasting joy with insights from the new Happy founder and best-selling author. Her name is Stephanie Harrison. And she joins us today to debunk happiness myths and share simple ways to bring more joy into our lives. I'm so glad you're joining us today, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be with you.
Okay, let's dive into this because we want to spread some happiness. All right, so what I find really compelling is that you say that society's kind of led us astray about what real happiness is. There's some big myths being told out there. So help us understand, how does the new Happy redefine what true happiness looks like?
Yeah, so many of us growing up have been inculcated with these messages, right? About if you want to be happy, you need to achieve certain things or change parts of yourself or hide them away in order to be able to achieve this sort of mythical state of well-being. But what the research shows is, in fact, that isn't true. What we're looking for in life, the things that will bring us lasting happiness, are things like connection, community, service, being a part of something bigger than ourselves. And all that I'm trying to do with my work at the New Happy is to help people understand that these messages, which I call old happy, are really taking us away from what will truly bring us the joy that we're looking for. So we can start to notice those myths in our lives as they come up and then call them out a little bit more.
I love it. I'm so glad that you're highlighting that, right? Because it's not about accomplishments or having things. Like you said, it's about relationships. So can you share a real world example of, your research highlights the power of service in creating lasting joy. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, there have been so many studies that have found that the single most effective way to make yourself feel better is to go out and help somebody else. Go and do a simple act of kindness. And I know it can sound a little trite or maybe even frustrating if you're having a difficult time. Really, you want me to go out and try and do something to help somebody else? But it's exactly that focus of looking at the other and trying to contribute to their well-being, which ultimately bounces back and brings it on you. So we have evidence from the studies, we have evidence from the millions of people who I've taught this philosophy to, who talk about how these experiences of being connected to other people and contributing to their lives in some way has done things like alleviate their mental health symptoms, help them to find a sense of purpose, bringing them daily joy and experiences that were really absent from their lives. And I can also speak to it from my own life. I know that my own journey of happiness was really motivated by my struggles to find happiness. And when shifting towards this more service-oriented mentality, my entire sense of well-being has changed.
Absolutely. And, there's no doubt life is full of challenges, and sometimes happiness, let's face it, it can kind of feel out of reach, right? But what are some practical research-backed strategies to help build resilience and joy, even in tough times?
One of the most powerful things to do is to try and pay a little bit more attention to the good that still exists. And this is really tough because our brains have a negativity bias that make us want to focus on everything that's going wrong. And so if you have a challenge in your life that feels really overwhelming or difficult, what happens is your brain is going to want to keep focusing on that. And it almost, it's like a drop of food dye going into a glass of water, right? It sort of ends up coloring your entire experience. And so what we need to do to address that is also to pay attention to where things are going right. Even if it's not in our own lives, we can borrow other people's joy by celebrating them and the things that are going well for them, because that means that we're creating more happiness in the world that we'll also get to benefit from in the future.
Yes.
The second most important thing is really like leaning on our connections, leaning on the people in our lives and asking for help, even if that feels a little bit hard or scary.
Yes, right? It's those relationships, it's the community, it's the connection, and the focus on the positivity and build those good neurons, right? You want those new neural pathways of happiness so you don't constantly go back to those negative thought patterns. I love every single thing you're saying here today, Stephanie. Your message obviously has resonated with millions through social media and beyond. So what's one simple shift that our viewers can make today, starting today, to experience more happiness in their lives moving forward?
I would say the best thing you can do is just try to help somebody who you come across in your life today. And that can be something as simple as trying to put a smile on their face through a compliment or doing them a quick favor that only takes a couple minutes. If you can embed those small acts of helping into your daily life, you are not only going to experience the benefit in terms of your own personal joy, but you also get the experience of having the sense that you are creating a happier world for all of us, which is going to give you that feeling of purpose and meaning that so many of us are lacking right now.
Absolutely. Amen is all I want to say right there. Just yes. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got to come back. I want you to spread more happiness. But for now, where can people go for more information and to find your book, The New Happy?
The book is available everywhere that books are sold, and you can also look into it at thenewhappy.com.
Wonderful. Stephanie, again, thank you for the message that you are spreading. It is so needed in our world right now. Greatly appreciate you.